What's up, Taiwan? I'm Eric Gao with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Starting Saturday morning, Taiwan's voters will head to the polls to decide the fates of 24 lawmakers from the main opposition Kuomintang, or KMT. A months-long recall campaign is now reaching a pivotal moment, and both sides are making their final push for support. TaiwanPlus has 2 reporters at those final rallies. Tiffany Wong is at one in Taipei in support of the recalls. Tiffany, what's it looking like out there?
Hi, Eric. This is the very last rally in support of those campaigns to remove 24 Kuomintang lawmakers before it all comes to a vote tomorrow. And the energy is ramping up here. We're just meters away from Taiwan's legislature, which is exactly what's at stake here. Now, tonight we've been seeing performances, some speeches from those supporting the recall campaigns and campaigners themselves. And some of the themes that we're noticing are the need to protect Taiwan's democracy, as well as protect Taiwan from China's influence. And these are some of the themes uniting, connecting the campaigns all across Taiwan. Earlier today, we spoke with some people at this rally who say that they're hopeful that their votes tomorrow will change the makeup of Taiwan's legislature.
如果可以用沟通的方式去解决问题，我们也不会希望要在这里。我们有尝试过用澄清，就是民众抗议的方式去跟立委沟通，希望他们不要通过这样的法案。那既然他们没有要沟通，我们唯一能做的就是罢免你。趁还能用合法合规体制内的方式去抗争的时候，我们就要把握这个机会，让不适任的立委离开立法院。
Just a reminder that the Kuomintang is the largest party in the legislature, and it holds a majority by allying with the smaller opposition Taiwan People's Party. And this has stopped the ruling Democratic Progressive Party from passing major legislation in the past year, as well as blocking some controversial opposition proposed legislature. Now, if at least 6 KMT lawmakers are removed and replaced with DPP lawmakers, this could change the balance of power in Taiwan's legislature. And this has been a months-long movement to reshape the legislature. And people here say that tomorrow, rain or shine, they're going to show up to the polls and make sure their votes count.
Thanks for that update, Tiffany. Now we turn to Leslie Liao, who was at the KMT rally just a few blocks away. Leslie, how are things where you are?
Eric, you'll have to excuse the noise for a little bit. Legislative Speaker Han Kuo-yu is speaking right now on stage. We're in the latter half of this KMT rally right before the pivotal recall vote in Taiwan. And it's been overshadowed by poor weather, but that hasn't stopped people from coming out and participating. Organizers have said that at least 60,000 people are here today. That's a number I can't independently verify, but certainly there are thousands of people here as I see many rain ponchos and a few umbrellas out here. People are sticking it in the rain and attending this rally. The anti-recall camps are out here in full force. They're raising signs and chanting slogans, as you can hear right now. One of the main messages we're hearing today is the KMT wants its supporters to go out and vote. No matter the weather, just go out and vote. The KMT is coming down hard on the ruling Democratic Progressive Party, calling the recall against their KMT lawmakers undemocratic. There's also calls for President Lai Ching-te to step down, including from former President Ma Ying-jeou. Let's take a look at what he said.
今天晚上我们来凯道，是要为了明天就要投下重要的一票。这一票是来对抗绿色恐怖、迫害人权的赖清德政府。如果我们明天不站出来，却让那些维护国家利益的好立委被罢免，那一定是台湾社会沉沦下去。
Now, while you were listening to that quote, the organizers just said that they say 100,000 people are here. Again, I cannot independently verify that number, but that's what the organizers are saying. We are seeing large crowds. To wrap up, the KMT's main message here tonight is go out and vote. Whether wind or rain, go out and vote. It seems like the KMT is trying to overcome the poor weather forecasts and drive up the voter turnout rate. Back to you, Eric.
Thanks, Leslie. We will hear more from Leslie and Tiffany tomorrow during our live coverage of the recalls. For the second time, all of President Lai Ching-te's nominees for top judicial positions have failed to gain approval from the legislature. The main opposition Kuomintang and the Taiwan People's Party rejected all 7 nominees, leaving them short of the 57 votes needed to be appointed. With almost half the seats on Taiwan's Constitutional Court left empty, it has not been able to hear any cases due to a new measure requiring a minimum of 10 justices to do so. President Lai says he deeply regrets the lawmaker's decision. For more on what this means for Taiwan moving forward, Izzy Wells spoke to Associate Professor Wang Si-an from Kobe University's School of Law.
This is the second time the opposition has voted against Lai's nominees for Constitutional Court justices. What are their concerns and why have they rejected these nominees yet again?
The concerns of the opposition parties is that they worry that these justices being picked by President Lai cannot act independent from political influence from the governing party.
And are their concerns valid? How much is this about inter-party politics?
So President Lai picked 4 nominees from the judicial system and 3 from the academic system. And I think all of them are very competent because for the professors, they wrote a lot on various topics and they have taught for quite a long time in university. So I think they have a very good understanding of the law. On the other hand, the people from the judicial system, they have extensive experiences about, say, adjudication of the law, prosecution, and real legal practice. So I think they are very competent nominees. So it remains unclear to me about what is the real concerns for the opposition party.
So this decision means that the Constitutional Court still doesn't have enough justices to function. It needs a minimum of 10 and it currently only has 8. What does this mean for Taiwan's justice system moving forward?
So in Taiwan, the Constitutional Court takes care of reviewing the constitutionality of statutes as well as other functions. But let's focus on the constitutionality review. And so for ordinary people, they can actually bring a case, bring a petition to the court if they believe that their rights were violated. So right now, because the court couldn't function, that means that individuals could not have the opportunity to have their cases be reviewed by the Constitutional Court.
Do you think the KMT, DPP, and TPP will ever be able to reach a consensus on candidates?
So I think based on the rationale this time, they see the court as aliens for the DPP. So if they are relying on the same rationale that this time, then it's quite likely that they would oppose to President Lai's nominees next time.
That was Associate Professor Wang Si-an from Kobe University's School of Law. U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick says TikTok would be forced to go dark in the U.S. if China does not approve a sale of the company's operations there. The globally popular app has around 170 million U.S. users. It has a complex corporate structure with ties to China. Last year, the U.S. Congress passed a bill that would ban the app unless Beijing-based owner ByteDance sold it to a U.S. buyer by January 19th, with lawmakers citing national security concerns. U.S. President Donald Trump has extended that deadline to September 17th. As Thailand and Cambodia trade attacks in a fresh border dispute, world powers are trying to restore peace. But officials from both sides are firm that the other side is to blame, making a possible settlement tricky. John Ventrias reports.
Explosions shake the ground in a Thai village near the Cambodian border, sending people and dogs scrambling for cover. Clashes along the disputed Thai-Cambodia border have happened before, but things had been fairly quiet for years. But Thai-Cambodian relations are at a low point. The Thai Prime Minister has been suspended over alleged deference to Cambodia's senior leader in a leaked phone call. The death of a Cambodian soldier in a May clash and the injury of Thai troops in a landmine explosion Wednesday that Thailand blames on Cambodia haven't helped. Finally, on Thursday, tensions boiled over again. And what started small has grown fast. The two sides have traded artillery fire, and Thailand has even dropped bombs from F-16s. At least 14 people are dead, mostly civilians. Both sides are holding firm to the position that the other is the aggressor.
The Royal Thai government is prepared to intensify our self-defense measures if Cambodia persists in its armed aggression and violations upon Thailand's sovereignty in accordance with international law and principles.
All we can say this time is that the Cambodian army stands firm in their position 100% in defending its territory without fears of the Thai invaders.
As nationalistic feelings rise, civilians on both sides of the border have had to flee wherever they can find shelter. In Thailand, the shock of the sudden fighting is still fresh, even among those who can remember past clashes.
I can't eat right now. I've lost my appetite.
I'm still shaking. I can't hold anything properly.
This seems heavier than last time. It feels like it's going to be worse.
While in Cambodia, these villagers near the border fled in the dark, taking whatever they could carry on tractors. They've camped out overnight.
It was about 8 o'clock this morning. Suddenly, I heard a loud noise. My son told me it might be thunder, and I thought, is it thunder or is it loud? More like a gun. At that time, I was very scared.
The world is watching with concern. Both the United States and China want a swift end to the fighting.
We're also gravely concerned by the escalating violence along the Thailand-Cambodia border, and deeply saddened by reports of harm to civilians. The United States urges an immediate cessation of hostilities, protection of civilians, and a peaceful resolution of the conflict.
泰国和柬埔寨两国都是中国的友好邻邦，也是东盟重要成员。睦邻友好，妥处分歧，符合双方根本和长远利益。
The question is whether the world's great powers have what it takes to put a lid back on such an old and bitter dispute. Karma Xu and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
National Taiwan Normal University plans to dismiss a coach accused of coercing students into giving blood samples for a research project. The coach, Zhou Taiying, threatened to withhold course credits to get samples from student athletes. The school initially suspended her for 2 years and said that she would be denied future promotions or raises. But public criticism drove the Education Ministry to order a review of that case. Zhou will now be fired from her role and cannot be hired again for 4 years. Taiwan has bagged more silver medals at the 2025 World University Games in Germany. Table tennis athlete Huang Yujie took silver in the women's singles, marking the third medal Taiwan has won in the category. She was defeated by Zhao Sang from China, who took gold. Meanwhile, Fu Zhaoxuan claimed silver in the men's high jump final, reaching 2.25 meters. He lost to Israel's Jonathan Kalpatonik, who cleared 2.27 meters. And thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website or follow our social media for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, let's take a look at the first snow leopard cub ever born at the UK's Chester Zoo in its 94-year history. I'm Eric Gao. Take care. We'll see you next time.
In the face of adversity, the power of truth.
A roadmap for a just and open world, charted by the freest country in Asia.
Taipei for TaiwanPlus.
TaiwanPlus News, a voice of freedom in Asia.